evening, everyone. It's Wednesday evening, and it's the Diet Podcast with Monte and Mazzas McBob. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you this evening, Maz?
I'm very good, thank you.
Jolly
And
good.
more importantly, how are you? This is day one of you following the 800.
You're Mike. You're right there.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Yeah.
That's all right.
There you go. Yes, this is my very first day. My very first day of following your 800 calorie a day diet. So yes, it's going quite well so far. Day one. So, I think whenever you start these sort of things, it starts off new and interesting, doesn't it? So, yes, pretty good. We'll get into that on the in the feature part, but we'll kick off as always with stats of the week. So, Mazzas McBob, how well have you done this week?
Yeah, really well, actually. I've lost the most weight I've lost in about 4 weeks. So, and you could knock me down with a feather. So 2.4 pounds this week. So that's put me at 21.4. So now I've lost over 1.5 stones. My body fat percentage went up by 0.5% for some reason. I have no idea why. And I've dropped another 0.4 on the BMI scales. My heart rate's back into the late 50s at 58 for the last few days. So far now I've lost over 9% of my whole body weight, and I'm about 27% the way through my goal.
Wow.
And I kind of missed it last week because I'd lost 19 pounds last week, and Chris pointed out that was over 8K. So if I think about my 8K kettlebells, that's basically how much I've lost. But now it's 9.7K, so I'm closer to 10K this week.
Yeah, let's say you wouldn't want to be lifting those kettlebells, would you? No. Well, congratulations. That's a fantastic result this week.
Thank you.
I was a no change at all. Again, I think for a second week in a row. But then again, for the last few days, I have been eating a little more than normal because I've been suffering with a little bit of anxiety starting this diet. So I've been getting the wine and crisps in while I can. And
I did tell you could have a couple glasses of wine on one night, didn't I? So
I can't wait for that night. That's going to be the highlight. That'll be the highlight of my week. I'll probably be on playing Fortnite with you on Friday night, and I'll be like, I've got a glass of wine. I'll be so thrilled. And I forgot to say at the beginning of the program, hello to chat. Hello out there to you all. I hope you are well this evening. And starting off, we've got Lindy Hop, and we've got Smiler, and we've got Dion. And Dion, you've lost 1.5 this week, so congratulations to you as well.
And I think Lindy Hop is doing a Yoda impression because she says, clap eye for you.
Clap eye. Clap. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Lindy Hop. We do.
Well done, Amy. Well done.
Basically,
excellent.
as far as dieting go, we do or do not. There is no try. So.
Absolutely, yeah. That has been my approach this time round. In the past, I've been like, "Oh, I'll try this, I'll try that," and this time, like, "No, I'm doing it."
Yes. Yeah. Well, congratulations to you all. So moving on to Maz's menu.
Yes, it's not very exciting.
Maz's menu. I'm going to have to create some sort of jingle for each one of these little sections, aren't I?
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
Get your music on.
Maz's menu.
So this was quite a cool day. So the day before this, I'd cooked up some spinach. So you'll see it factor in the next 3 mornings. It was one of those things that I got from Riverford. Didn't really know what to do with it, so I've just been having it for breakfasts. So that was some spinach and bacon on rye. then I had, and this was really nice. I mean, talk about luxurious thing, but I had these little chicken breasts that were only 100 grams each. And I cooked them off because I didn't know what else to do with them. They were left over from a different meal. And then I just had it with teriyaki dip for lunch. It was just like chicken dippers. It was really nice. And then I had the final third of a block of halloumi with a little bit of black dal and some broccoli. I'd had the halloumi for breakfast one day, for lunch another day, and the other third of it for dinner this day.
Spreading your halloumi out. Well, it kind of gives you that sort of creamy sort of taste, that salty taste, that kind of like that sort of taste of luxury, even though it's not too bad for you. So.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I hadn't had any for like 6 or 7 weeks or whatever, but yeah, once I cracked that bad boy open, I was like, wow, why didn't I think about this sooner?
Yeah. So that was day 53. God, these numbers now, day 50. Day 53 in the
Mazzas I'll talk a bit about those numbers in a minute.
We're eliminating this week.
I'm eliminating pounds. That's
why isn't that going over there? Yeah, there we go.
So more spinach and eggs, and there's a little bit of reblochon cheese. You know, that cheese that I put in the little portions in the freezer. I only used like a half a wedge on this, but a little bit of cheese in that spinach and eggs. The tomato bruschetta, 3 circles of bagels there, and white cabbage and black dal. I thought it was quite funny having the white and black together, but yeah, which was really yummy. Big portion of dal that time. Yum yums.
Yeah, three perfectly sized portions of bagels.
Yeah. 3 is the right number, aren't they, Mark? Because how many did you have today when I told you to have 3?
I had 4. I accidentally had 4. Well, I just thought it'd be 2 bagels, and then it wasn't until Vicky got home. It was like, oh, you had 1.5. Where's the other? I was like, oh no, I had 2. Oh, no.
Well, you've got it for lunch on another day. At least you'll know next time.
Yeah. I don't know why these pictures are coming up on the wrong screen. That's really annoying. Day 55.
So this breakfast was exactly the same as the last one, but instead of like sort of fried eggs with spinach and cheese around the edge, I just put the cheese and the spinach into an omelette. But it was identical calories. And then I had a half BLT because I was trying to keep it light that day because I knew I was going and having another pizza at Pizza Express in the evening. So I just had a little half BLT, which was useful because the day before I had 1.5 bagels. So this is what I did with the other half. And then I had another one of these low-calorie Pizza Express pizzas for dinner. I think I did go
what pizza
like 50 calories over that day. That's called a La Reine or something. La Reine. And it's got ham, mushrooms, olives, cheese, tomato. It's very nice.
It looks nice.
Yeah, I normally go for the Pollo ad Astra, and I just thought I'd go for something different for a change.
I know. I think your mic's just scratching on something there.
Okay, hang on.
Yep, there you go.
I can do this.
That's all right.
Is that better?
Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, I think we mentioned this before, but it's the pizza's like a donut, so it's hollow in the middle, and then the sort of pizza acts then like a salad bowl. So the salad sits in the middle. So although it looks like a ginormous, great big pizza, it's only actually half the size of a normal pizza because the middle bit's hollow.
The base is very thin, and it's made from I think like whole wheat and maybe even spelt. So it's not like your proper normal sort of pizza flour. But, I tell you, they taste phenomenal. They just taste so damn good. I could, I'm perfectly happy with one of those. I do not feel like I'm missing out on anything, I've got to be honest.
Day 50, get over there.
Mm-hmm. So this was a bit of a bad day, and I probably shouldn't say this on like public telly or whatever, but I was having a bit of a bad lady pain day, because we were gaming that day, and I was just like groaning in agony, wasn't I?
It's okay, we're all friends here. You can talk about whatever you want.
So I didn't feel like eating that day. I had a milkshake, but I was also having a lot of milk. I was just having like a little bit of milkshake with milk and ice. That's all I ate for most of the day. Then sort of mid-afternoon, I had a couple of eggs on toast. And then I was going to have that be all that I had. So it was a really bad day because then it was like 9-10 o'clock at night and I got really hungry again. So then I had some wedges. That's actually a stock picture because I forgot to take a picture of it. But I had some wedges that I'd made back on my cheat day that I'd frozen in a box. So I defrosted some of those wedges and put it in a tin roll and had it like really late at night when I shouldn't have even been eating. So it was a bit of a bad day, really. But, you know, it is what it is. I've still lost 2.5 pounds, so I can't really complain.
Cool. I mean, you can't complain with a result like you've had. I mean, you know, if you've just had a bit of comfort food, I mean, that's pretty minimalistic, though, comfort food, isn't it? I mean, it's nice, but I could have eaten that whole day's worth of food in a matter of like 15 minutes for breakfast.
You'll see a couple of days of comfort food, I'm afraid. There's been a lot of like just bread and eggs, and you know, it's not been a very nutritional week, but I still got some results, so that's okay.
Yeah. And if anyone in chat has any particular meals that they've had this week that they want to share with us that they've had, just let us know.
Stuplum saying at least with Pizza Express you don't get like a pizza that's soggy in the middle.
Well, that's true. That's true. I've cooked a few pizzas myself at home where I've not quite balanced the temperature of the oven right, and it's come out and it's like almost like on the tops and the edges, like on the cusp of turning burnt, but it's not cooked underneath. You know, you take it out and it's still like got that doughiness underneath, and you know, you think, oh, damn it, I've done
and
that.
Sometimes if you chuck things like tin sweet corn or something, you know, something that's got a lot of liquid in it, it just like leaks out.
Yeah. Right, day 57.
So yeah, more bagels. I tell you, this was a light calorie day. The day before, I went over by about 100 calories. This day, I was under by about 200 calories. But yeah, I just like had eggs on bagel for breakfast, and the shopping arrived this day, which, as you know, I gave you, you know, some ham and cheese and stuff. So I have ham and cheese in the house, which I don't normally. So I made myself a ham and cheese bagel, which was just delicious. But again, not really great compared to my normal nutrition. It's just bread and bread, really.
Yeah.
Smiley Rainbow said we had a vegetable tomato pasta meal and it was very yummy.
I fixed it. Look, it's fixed.
Yay.
There we go.
Cool. So this day I enjoyed the ham and cheese bagel so much I had it again. And then I had a massive portion of Thai green chicken curry for dinner. I mean, that's a huge, like one of those big pasta bowls. So I don't know if you can quite understand how big that portion is, but it was amazing.
I know how big the portion is.
Still 100 calories down.
I've got portions of it in my freezer.
Yeah, you're having one tomorrow, aren't you? Have you taken it out of the freezer yet?
No.
You've got to take it out tonight.
I will. Yes, I will. Also, you got pickled gherkin, I see, in that bagel there.
Yes. Mrs. Ellsworth, they call them sweet cucumber slices, but I love them because some of the pickled gherkins, they are more vinegary because obviously they're pickled, but these are really nice and sweet and they're already sliced, so it just makes it really handy for putting them in their sandwiches.
And it reminds me of a burger when you have like
very few calories in a sweet cucumber slice.
Nicey nice.
There's actually, which makes it even nicer, there's a little bit of chipotle mayo as well in that sandwich.
So it just gives you that little kick.
Yeah.
You got the juiciness and the sweetness of the gherkin and the dryness and the meatiness of the ham. It's just a perfect all-round combination, isn't it?
And it really reminds me of this amazing sub we used to have when we were in Miami, and it was ham and cheese, extra gherkins, and this kind of like pinky spicy mayo thing. So it just really reminds me of that. So yeah, it's really, really delicious. And then more bagels. First time though, I've tried having like cheese on toast. So I just took like a Leerdammer slice on each one and toasted it, which was yummy. And then had cottage cheese with my little pink onions, which was really nice because, you know, cheese and onion goes well together, and cottage cheese is quite dry. And then the pink pickled onions are really sweet, which is really yummy. And then I had a curry with cabbage. I had to kind of guess at the curry because it's one that I made about 6 months ago. I think it was a little tiny pot. So I think it was sort of like a half size of, a marla curry, as I call it, which is what Ludacris's mum taught me to make. So it was a bit of a guesstimate, just with some cabbage.
And what is that on the cabbage?
Oh, it's a little tiny bit of a mint yogurt sauce. They're like a pound. You can pick them up from places like Farm Foods. They're quite cheap, and it's a really nice, just like a creamy minty sauce. And it's just a tiny little drizzle. I counted for that, obviously calories as
nice.
well.
Yeah. It just adds that extra dimension to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought cabbage is a little bit boring, but because it's got this slight sort of sweet mintiness to the sauce, I just thought it gives an extra dimension. If you're having poppadoms or something, you'd be having a sauce, but obviously I don't have things like breads and poppadoms, so I've got to get a little bit of sauce in there somewhere.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
That was it. I think that was yesterday, wasn't it?
That was it. That was day 59. So today's day 60.
Day 60. I mean, that feels like 60. A bit of a milestone.
Yeah, that's just crazy, isn't it?
It is a bit. And I feel like, like Stockholm syndrome is when people have been sort of kidnapped or badly treated with people, but they end up like getting an affinity for them or something. And I feel like this diet and me and the relationship we have is a bit like that, because I'm starting to stare down the barrel of the fact that I'm kind of 8.5 weeks in now, and I'm only supposed to do this first phase for 12 weeks. So I've only got about 3 weeks of it left, and I'm starting to think, what's going to happen then? Like all this progress and this fast weight loss is going to slow down, and will I be able to stay motivated? And if I'm only fasting 2 days a week, will I start going off the rails more? And am I going to undo all the good work? And I'm just thinking, maybe I'll just stay on it. Maybe, I know they say you shouldn't do it any longer than 12 weeks, but I want to stay on it.
Well, maybe come off it to begin with. Just do what you're supposed to do, the 12 weeks. But, we'll keep the podcasts going, and we'll be on the journey with you. And if you feel after a few weeks that actually this is going really awry, maybe bring yourself back onto it for a few weeks.
This is it. I mean, they say only 12 weeks because they say if you have calorie restriction for too long, you can end up getting malnutritioned. I mean, this week aside, with all the bagels and whatever, most weeks I think nutritionally has been really, really rich, all the varieties of foods. So, the kind of lots of vegetables and salads and, avocados and the dal and pulses and lentils, and I feel like I've had a very varied diet, but yeah, so I mean, maybe coming off it for a bit, give myself that boost of extra nutrition and stuff, and then go back on it potentially. The other thing I'm thinking of is the second phase is supposed to be 5 and 2, which is, as you probably heard before, you eat normally for 5 days and you just do the calorie restriction on 2 days. But I'm thinking maybe instead of going straight to that, maybe I do 2 and 5. So I keep on this calorie restriction for 5 days, but give myself 2 days off each week. It's a thought.
Yeah. I think it's got
another 3 weeks to think about it.
Yeah. See how you feel. You might be, absolutely sick of it by then. Yes. But
maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll as Smiler says, we'll be there to support you.
I know.
On the podcast, we'll be here right here with you, and you never know. I might love it so much this week that I continue doing it for a while. You never know.
Yeah. Or you could do like a week on, week off, and then you don't get bored of it. You've only got to sustain it for short periods of time.
Or in a couple of days, I might be crying to you over Skype, going,
What have you done? What have you done to me?
Yeah, we shall see. So anyway, thank you for the menu again this week, and for sharing your exploration of food. And that leads us on to me and what I'm doing this week. So yes, I'll be doing it with you this week, and I suppose let's start with the fact that you've very kindly have produced a plan and sorted me out with all the foodstuffs that I need for the week, with all my meals and all the ingredients, and even then I still managed to mess it up. but, but
there was literally a picture of what it should look like, a list of the food that I printed out for you, and I sent you instructions today, and you got it wrong.
yes.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know how. Anyway, forgetting that. Yep. So I literally went round your house, and you loaded me up with all this stuff, several bags of groceries, and a plan. Oh, shall I show you my plan?
Yeah.
Oh, just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. This is not usually as slick as this.
Lindy Hop did comment saying a reverse 2 and 5, which is, because Lindy Hop has done 5 and 2 for a while, as has Stu Plum. So they kind of know what that's like as an experience. But I think if I reverse it round, that would be a good way of doing it.
Yeah, so if I just go, what do I do? If I just go like this for a minute, will that work? No, that won't work. Bear with me. Right, there we go.
Who knows what he's doing? Nobody knows.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
So this is the plan that you produced me, and it's a spreadsheet with all the meals, with all the ingredients for each meal. I don't know if you can... I probably need to refocus my camera.
You can get a gist.
But you get a gist. So I know what each meal looks like. All my breakfasts, lunch and dinners are all laid out with their ingredients and how many calories are in each one. So I know exactly.
And all the evening meals were pre-prepped. So I gave you like 2 portions of beef stew and 2 portions of meatballs and 2 portions of Thai green curry, so you don't really have to cook much other than maybe a couple of vegetables and an egg or 2.
So I've got it here, and as you can see, the bruschetta bagels for today's lunch shows clearly 1.5 bagels, 3 halves. And
can't do that very well, but we get the gist.
I did 2 bagels, 2 halves, but so I've had an extra 60. I've had an extra probably 60 or 70 calories today, which puts it up around 850, 860 sort of amount. But it's in the right ballpark, isn't it?
Yep. Still a lot less than what you'd probably normally have.
Yep. So day one, if I just go over my plan today, I had the porridge for breakfast. And that was one of those sachets of oats. So simple. It was the syrup one, syrup flavored one. Now I had that quite late in the morning because I had meetings and didn't manage to. So I didn't have that until about 11. So I didn't have my main lunch until around 1:30. Which was the bagels. And that was fantastic, actually, Maria. I have to comment on you. And it's quite nice now because I've got to see all this food that you put on these pictures. I've gone,
to try it.
Yeah, that looks nice. And now I actually get to try it. So I actually get to say what it's actually like. And the bagels with tomatoes on, with this, a little smear of garlic paste in it, was surprisingly tasty.
Oh, I love it. I mean, tomato bruschetta like you get in restaurants. It just wasn't really the sort of thing I used to think about making myself, but it's just so easy to do. And that little drizzle of olive oil, just like sort of half a teaspoon or whatever, it just gives it that more authentic Italian flavour.
And
really nice.
if I'd have got that at like a restaurant for a starter or something, I'd been really pleased.
Yeah.
So yes, that was really nice. And then for dinner it was the steak with the celeriac and the roasted peppers.
So I'm interested as to what you thought about the celeriac mash. You've probably never had a celeriac mash before,
Never
have you?
had it, no.
What did you think?
Personally, I thought it was delicious.
Oh, good.
It's not
it has
for
a very
everyone.
mild taste of celery.
It does.
Which is why it's celeriac, but it's nothing like a celery. For those of you that don't know what a celeriac is, it's a bit like, it looks like a turnip or something. It comes like a big round thing, and it normally has like a little knobbly bottom, and you take all the peel off, and it's sort of just white. You chop it up, you boil it until it's, kind of can go mushy, drain it off, and then just mash it like potato. And I normally add quite a bit of salt and pepper.
Yeah.
You're going to find a picture of a celeriac. They're quite funny looking things, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm just... Is this it?
Yeah, that's it. It doesn't normally have like the green stuff on top. It just comes like that, that ball, that whitish creamy color ball at the bottom. And normally it's got like little tangly roots right on the bottom. Yeah, like that one there. There's a big one without any tops on it.
That
one there, yeah, that's kind of what they come like from the shop. Yeah, it looks a bit like that. You peel it and you chop it and you boil it and you mash it, but with a nice amount of salt and pepper, and it's quite tasty. I mean, it's a less neutral flavor than potato, but it kind of looks a bit like potato. So yeah, I find it delicious.
Smiler said that she will join a
yes, I noticed. See, she thinks there's a massive delay on us picking up on things, but it's because we're in the middle of chatting, so then we don't get to see the comments until we stop talking.
Yeah, so I really got with the celeriac the taste of celery. It really does taste. It's not like really hitting you like celery does. That kind of like, but it was more subtle and
slightly sweeter.
Like I wouldn't want it on its own, but mixed with the like teriyaki steak, it kind of gave it that, that almost peppery like flavor that you have with steak. It kind of really went well. It really goes well with it. So
so nice. I've never had it with sausages, but I reckon it would go well with sausages as well, like as a sausage and mash type thing.
Yeah,
I reckon that'd probably be quite nice.
Yeah, I might try that.
Good. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, so that was day one. And at the end of it, I mean, I don't know if it's because it was condensed down, because I didn't start even thinking about it until 11. So then by the time I had my porridge, which, I mean, that kind of like oats kind of fills you up anyway, doesn't it? Even though the Oats So Simple sachets are not that big, it still sort of lines the stomach, doesn't it? And takes that sort of feeling of hunger away for quite some time. So when I got around to having the bruschetta, I thought I'd better get that done, because else, it's going to start getting too late in the day. But at no point during the day did I feel hungry at all, really.
Good.
So if every day works out like this, I'll be laughing.
I mean, I have learned from, kind of my first couple of weeks and the sorts of days where I felt hungry. So I kind of learned from that, and I haven't given you any days like that where they're totally vegetarian days, or, I've had salad for lunch or whatever, and it just hasn't sustained me. So I'm hoping that you won't be too bad, but I imagine that, you'll get a couple of days in and your body will suddenly start to realize that something isn't quite normal, and you'll start feeling it a little bit, but hopefully it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. So going forward, I'll just let you know that tomorrow I've got one of your homemade Bakewell flapjacks for breakfast. I've got a one bagel, bacon open topped bagel.
Yeah.
And your Thai green curry. I think is it the Thai green curry, the actual curry you made on the live stream?
No, it's not. It's one I made on Monday night.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
I generally make a batch every week, to be honest.
Okay.
And I made a double batch this time, so there was 2 portions for you, and a portion for me, and a portion for Ludacris. So, yeah, it's good.
But it's quite a big portion, isn't it? It's like
yeah. Well, actually, on the podcast one where I did it live, so sometimes I take that and I split it into 3, and then it ends up being about 220 calories per portion. And sometimes I do it and I split it into 2, and it ends up being about 330 calories per portion. And I knew that you're doing it just for a week, and I wanted to give you a big size meal, so I only split them into 2 this time. So it's a 330 calorie one,
Right.
but it's it's big, and it's still only 300 odd calories.
Yeah.
And I find it, because it's so big, I find it well satisfying.
So that's what's on the plan for tomorrow, and for this week only, because I'll be doing this special menu. I will be doing a brief live stream 8 o'clock every evening for about 10-15 minutes, just to go over how well it's gone and how I've been dealing with it.
Are you going to weigh yourself each day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just for this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll weigh myself tomorrow morning, let you know how day 1 weigh-in went, and yeah. So if you guys want to join, you feel free to join me at 8 o'clock every evening for the next week. You're very welcome to. But if not, you can catch up with my progress anytime you want on Monte Live on YouTube. All the videos will be there for you to look at. If you want to look at them all at once at the end of the week, you can do. But yeah, that's the plan.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost about sort of 5.4 pounds in my first full week. So that's why I'm saying, you just check your weight every day, because, I would imagine, because you're a guy and you're taller than me, you should lose even more than that in your first week. But even if you lose a bit less than that, you're probably going to see it coming off every single day.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. I'll probably get up the snails. Don't stand on snails. They won't tell you how much you weigh. They'll just scream, ouch. But when I stand on the scales, I'm imagining tomorrow I'm going to stand on it and it's going to go, you've lost nothing. Like, well, that's day 1. Maybe it's got to, the process might have to get in gear first. I don't know.
Yeah, we just have to see. But that's
why
it'd be interesting.
Why did I have that extra half a bagel?
Still had less than 1,000 calories. I mean, so it's good.
Yeah. Right, I think that's everything covered for this week.
Yes, indeed.
Well, thank you once again for joining me. I hope you guys come and join me at least once or twice over the next week to check in with me and see how I'm doing. So yeah, this time, rather than saying see you next Wednesday, I'll see you tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock.
Nice. I'll be tuning in.
Thank you very much. Well, at least I'll have one viewer.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay. Have a good week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.